So, made some more weird paper, if I could call it that. Mache thing. Stuck to this. I bought a nice sponge so I could soak it, or unsoak it, I should say. And you can tell I used the same plastic grid that's around. Yes, it is. I'm trying not to show off my basement. But I got these from the dollar store, and I used this plastic grid to obviously lay up the pulp on the other side, and then I laid this over top and squeegeed water and wetness out, and then I had to repair some holes that formed from that. And if you notice, if I hold this up to the light, there's still some weakness, especially in the middle, but I'm confident about its paintability, because once I get some layers on it, it becomes pretty hefty. And I'll probably put it on a piece of cardboard as I'm working on it anyways. But more than likely this will actually end up becoming fish scales, and I'll use the first prototype as a painting piece, because that piece came out really, really well, and I think it's because of how thick the pulp was. This was really thin pulp, and it made a really nice thin paper, but with the lack of fibers and some chunks got into, this one is definitely not as strong as the last one. But I'm making my own little canvas boards out of, like, what's it called? I use a lot of napkins while I'm cleaning up, so all those go into the paper mache bucket. I'll eventually get this on camera too. This is a piece of paper too, and it's a fairly decent sized piece when compared to my hand, you know? So, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this result. Take some pictures, and as a continuation of my last clip that will be attached right before this, this is now fully dry, and you can see that it's actually much sturdier than I thought. Solidly sounding. I'm kind of scared to bend it because it's very brittle. You can see the shininess of the glue on the one side of where the plastic was laid flat. It's very smooth. You can hear the cartoon more rough texture. But no, a better explanation of what's in this. Sorry, everything decided to go off at once. That's my dehumidifier. Just bear with me a moment. So, to make this paper, and hopefully I will sneak this up a bit, though I will say there is not that many editing platforms I know how to use nowadays. So, this was the original plastic mat that I was using to lay these things on, along with the aforementioned plastic sheet, or craft grid as it's officially called at the store, if you're looking for it. But no, so I used liquor store bags, napkins, and just about anything paper-wise, or paper pulpy-wise, I guess, that I could mix. And first that sits in this jar, which, you know, it kind of looks nasty. This stuff smells absolutely horrific. I do not recommend doing this if you are weak of stomach, because paper naturally smells horrid when you soak it and let it sit, which is also why I added the glue to try to kill anything that may be in here, along with a little bit of alcohol, you know, trying to prevent biohazards as they happen. But no, the big chunks went in here and soaked, and then I used scissors and other sharp appliances to blend it inside the jar here. Then after that, I popped it into this bucket here, thanks to bits, because it's going to use, pardon my French. But yeah, as you can see, it's actually very clear because it's all settled. But if I take my fork here, which is what I was using to lay it up onto the mat there, because it's a lot easier than getting your hands sticky. This is all clear and settled. I stained it so I could see the different layers, because some of my projects are just so brown paper. Others have this mache that's laid up onto it. It dries a blue-gray color, which is a lot different than the color this dries. But if you notice, if I slightly agitate it, some life, some color comes back to it. And there is our very thin pulp. Now, this is perfect for paper, napkins, other really thin things. Like what I am turning the canvas boards into. The other pulp on the hand that I actually had to borrow from to finish the sheet we're looking at, I had a big chunk. And that is why we have this guy here. But no, anything that is a byproduct also from this process. So once I cut this up, all these little bits that were made paper that I had done will go back into here, this guy, and become anew. And so I'll redo this process until I end up with, you know, no paper left or so much canvas I don't know what to do with. But yeah, my paper making process.